Could call 60 Tools.
Alright, thanks, boss. Nah, man. Granny, do you have $488 to lend, man?
Join Pastor Kelvin Heinerine and friends for The Way, The Truth, The Life Radio Ministry, a Church of God ministry, live on the street 919 FM from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. This and every Sunday on the street 919 FM. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh to the Father except through me. John chapter 14, verse 6. For further information, contact 686-3845-349-5178 or 342-7303.
Good, that boat I'm looking like it real bad.
Are you ready for that boat experience again? The Sea Champion and the Embassy say, book with us for that unforgettable boat ride experience. Sea Champion leaving from King's Wharf, San Fernando, and the Embassy leaving from Breakfast Shed, Port of Spain, or Westside Trinidad. For more information, call 399-5959, 281-4723, or email us at coralvisiontT@gmail.com. Book now and reserve your cruise.
Hey, that boat I look like it was wet.
This is Bishop Aaron Williams from the Divine Problem Solving International Ministries, inviting you to be part of our broadcast on any given Thursday night from 12 midnight right on to 5 a.m. on Friday morning. And this broadcast is called Early Morning Gospel Market Program. Then we have on Tuesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. the Holy Ghost Gospel Pharmacy. If you are sick and ailing, you can get from this particular pharmacy, from the pharmacist, the good things of life. Hallelujah. And any Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, break into the host of the Philistines. Hallelujah. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, hearing the babel of false doctrines that you encounter daily, it's about time you get close to God, God's word, direct from his throne room, in the name of Jesus.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under commanding General Yohana will be on the street 91.9 FM every Monday from 7:05 p.m. to 8 p.m. bringing you the truth according to the Bible. The ISUPK is a non-profit faith-based community organization that will respond to the plagues that's affecting blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We also have programs such as education, both adult and youth, food distribution, rehabilitation, both drug and alcohol, mentoring, counseling, and spiritual support. Remember, tune in every Monday on 91.9 FM, 7:05 p.m. Shalom.
Right, afternoon time, people. We're going to tell you how things, right? Yeah, Brethren, you don't know, right? This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under commanding General Yohana in Trinidad and Tobago, you understand? Good afternoon, people, you understand? Peace and Officer Tazo in the building with my nigga.
Peace and Officer Barrett.
Peace and Officer Barrett, you understand? All right, so here we're going on today, people, right? You know, today, it's a hot topic. People frustrated with this madness. What going on with them and the budget? You understand, man? Clunging, man. You know what I mean? What you call it? The finance minister, he doing what he want. You know, he laughing at our videos around. You know, and man feeling like this thing is a clung thing now, right? But here's what's going on. The most important thing is what we're focusing on, which is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Because all you do have to be going through this. The Lord done put something in place for we, and we understand, do him understand what's taking place because of we leaders and him. We leaders and them know the only reason they can do that and get away with it is because they make sure you don't understand certain things in the Bible. They make sure that you don't get away with, you understand, what's taking place and why. The more you go into that Bible and you more understand reality and what really taking place in society, you'll go understand how far we come from and where it is we're supposed to be. Right now, we're real out of place, real out of pocket. Unnecessarily, you understand? So without further ado, what we're going to go to is you're going to understand a little bit of how this thing really going, right? So let me do a quick, everybody know the recap, well, majority of people, but just for time's sake, I mean, just for the audience sake, we're going to go into that again, right? So the 2023 budget, I call it the overview now, right? You know, utilities going to go, electricity and water rates to increase by 10%, right? Property tax, local government to benefit from revenue stream. Revenue, now local government, come like, it's just the same way. Everything that you see on the face of the earth, The structure is coming out of the Bible, and you'll get to understand that partly today and as you go along. As you all tune in, ask questions and find out what's going on with these brothers and them, what it is they're talking about, how it is, you know what I mean? I never heard this before. You see that in the Bible? Tax in the Bible, you understand? Tax supposed to be used this certain way. And you go understand that, hey, wait now, this is what my forefathers them used to do, but today me had this. You follow? And look how they live in. Look what the Bible wording things. Why it is I suffering and going through all this and all this headache and all that? I don't need to be going through that. You understand? And that is what we're going to take you all to the process to this. So all bear with me. Definitely feel free to tune in, like, share, comment, subscribe, share. You understand? Ask questions, call in, feel free, right? But give you a little minute. Let me go into this a little bit, right? Going again. Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority government pressing ahead to increase NIS to 65 years of age. Now, one of the commandments, as we're supposed to know, is honor your mother and father. Somebody think that is doing exactly what your mother and father say, what you think they should do and all of that. That is not what the Lord talking about. If you give honor to somebody, you understand, you take care of somebody, you follow, you honor them true, you understand what it is that they did for you. So out of appreciation, you honor their sacrifice. Right? So let us say it in that term so you understand exactly where we're coming from. Right? Because if somebody see an island, they tell you, well, let's go and jump up the cliff together. You know you ain't doing that. So it's not that the Bible talking about. The Bible is talking about, with regards to that command, is taking care of your parents and them. So this here ain't supposed to be happening at all. Nobody is supposed to be pushing the limits to your mother and father to see how much they could take. How much, you understand, they could pull straw from them. I mean, make brick without straw. Madness, you understand? 65 years of age. You tell him you have a mind? Your mind working? Your head shaking? Your head had to be shaking. These ministers and them sad to say the head shaking. But them thinking this is the model to run society by. You looking for uprising? You looking for all kind of madness to take place? That is the recipe of what you're looking for. That is why the place getting out of hand like this. It have to have a reason why. We're going to break it down. All right? Going again. Agriculture, 300 million stimulus package expected to boost farming industry. Where is the education system for farming in this country? Especially in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community, the First Peoples community. Where is it? For so long, you understand, the Catholic Church have been holding the records of the First Nation people and all that, right? We know this. This is a common fact. We're not here, you understand, to try and attack nobody. We're going to bring out the facts and we're going to help the people make common sense out of everything. Right? This is a known fact. This is public knowledge. And they know it. First Nations know it. But here's what's going on First Peoples, right? This is not your solution. This is not your constitution. The Lord put something in place for you, and the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge has the charge or the responsibility to bring that back to you so that you could come out of the runarounds and the politics and the politics and the games of all these other societies and their philosophies and all of that. If it works for them, well, okay, go ahead, but this is not yours. That is why it doesn't work for you. That is why our community is in the shape it in. All right? We're going on. All right, so food prices, inflation to increase at a rate of 3%. Last time I checked, there's not the process of growing food, corn, you understand, potatoes and certain things. Okra is for one. Okra could, like, it could grow, you understand, in nuclear waste soil. If all we know this, okra could go in almost any what you call it, any form of any ground, right? Almost any type of soil, right? But forgive me. So what it is that these people are talking about with regards to inflation, and we know the narrative. We always complaining about the prices or the salaries and them not increasing. But here's a difference. Here's what the Lord's saying though, right? Give me the Baruch chapter 3 and verse 5. You'll understand what's taking place. It is a very basic thing, and it's sad to say this is not common knowledge. Sad to say this seems like magic, and we talking heresy. But let the Lord give you some understanding as a good father, telling his children that stray away from him for thousands of years. This is the position that you're in, as opposed to where it was. Give me Baba Gasha.
The book of Baruch 3 and verse 5.
When?
Remember not the iniquities of our forefathers, but think upon thy power.
Now this is about roughly, and I don't know, over 2,000 years ago, because this is just before Christ walked the earth. We're in 2022. You know, BC, you understand, is before Christ. You know, AD is after his death, right? That's supposed to be common knowledge as well, right? It's the book of Baruch. This is the Apocrypha. It was taken out of the Bible. It's supposed to be a part of the 80 books of the Bible, as opposed to how much? 66, right? That we commonly know today. But there's 14 books in the Apocrypha. That is out of the Apocrypha, which is the Bible. 1611 version will have it in it, right? So there's not something strange that we're bringing out some type of magical garbage, right? So it is the book of Baruch, or the prophet, you understand, is telling us again. I think that's Jeremiah writing in the book of Baruch, right? What the prophet saying? Give me that again.
The book of Baruch 3 and verse 5.
Go ahead.
Remember not the iniquities of our forefathers, but think upon thy power,
right,
and thy name, now at this time.
Right, so don't remember the iniquities of our forefathers and them. In other words, you're begging for mercy for we people and them. But think about your power, think about what you could do, and think about your reputation, your name. Not for we to just call on your name in vain. And we don't know exactly what we're talking about, what we're doing. That's wasting time and bamboozling people. The Bible has lost, you understand, the context of it, because the people that's supposed to be in charge of teaching the Bible is not in charge of teaching the Bible globally, or predominantly in the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community. So that is why we have these problems with understanding basic concepts, right? Read on, Baba Kishore. Give me verse 7.
Verse 7. And for this cause thou hadst put thy fear in our hearts.
You understand? So he had to go and put his fear in our hearts. So you see what has happened? Here how it is fear, how the Lord has put fear in your heart. We're not to worry about my light bill. We're not to worry about this. We're not to worry about when they're going to have inflation. Right? When we're not supposed to be facing, because according to our law, according to Israelite customs, right, or biblical law, it is unlawful to charge interest, which is inflation, to your brother and your sister. It is unlawful. Did we know that? This same institution, somebody understand that common leaders do this, right? We have this among we communities. We know this in the households, wherever we is, we know this. A man might be short and our sister might be short and a little money to buy a little pampers, this, that, the other, to pay something, it's to survive, to travel, to work, wherever the case is. It's common that a man, go say, well, I lend 100 and I'll give you 150 or give you 200. And that's supposed to be normal. But you out of pocket, you so, understand, out of the spirit, out of understanding how wheels operate, that you thinking, well, that is again. And we saw it come like a real petty then, because we don't have the structures in place to have us dealing more freely and more obedient to God. That we dealing exactly how He created to be. And they say, well, boy, that's small thing. Even if I lend you and give me back, I mean worry about that. Because at the end of the day, I'm operating exactly how God says, so I don't have these kind of problems, I don't have these type of headaches. Read on Baba Gesha, verse 8.
Verse 8.
We are see a caller, call back in when I get a chance, please, right? Go ahead.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
Where are we yet this day in 2022 in October the 3rd of 2022? What we are yet this day as He was in that day? What we are yet in this day where we in?
In our captivity.
In our captivity. This is what the Lord, you understand, put you in. When He do something, He take off His hand of protection over you and He say, well, right, go and do your thing and let me see how you're going to survive. You understand? Let me see how you're going to make out. You're going to end up under captives, under brute beasts, under people that head obviously shaken. That is why, you understand, you facing inflation and all these things and this is against God. You understand? The Lord say 10%, and we know 10% is tithes, and we know this. The laws of God done away with, right? The structures that the Lord put in place to protect you, so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indian man, woman, and child. Out of pocket, you know, out of place, non-existent. But that law, you understand? I don't know why they even call that a law. They should just say something else. If the laws of God done away, it's supposed to be all, not one remain. And all the folly you want to do, you understand, you could do. God accept that. God love you, understand? He hate the sin. When the Lord say, the Lord hate the sin and the sinner. They follow because you toxifying the entire community. That is why He hate that kind of behavior and that person. And the person who is enable that person to do that. When He's saying in His law, you understand, I don't want you to, boy, go and be so free, party, thing, drink. You will see just now for strong drink. Strong drink is rum, punching. You understand? Cognac, Hennessy, Jack Daniels, Ciroc. You understand? But we suffering as a people and tipsy-toesy and all thing, and everybody who in a higher position than you, eating you up. You understand? Doggy dog. Smiling and gobble up. And they never defending you on no cause, no way, shape or form. They quiet. How come these so-called leaders and them who supposed to have all this faith and real thing and real performance, when the Sunday and wherever they come, a real performing, but no kind of functionality with regards to your betterment or taking care of you? This is not your leaders. It's just plain and simple as that. Give me that again, Baba Kisha. Continue on Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8 ways.
Where thou had scattered us.
Where thou had scattered us with the Caribbean, with Central and South America, Canada, Europe. You understand? Australia, it might be a Chinese somewhere, a couple of Chinese somewhere. You understand? A couple of Jamaicans somewhere, a couple of Grenadians somewhere. You understand? Suffering thing, biting the bullet, you know, doing all kind of madness, eating snail, crab, lobster, thing that's setting up your blood pressure. You understand? Thing that causing hepatitis A and all kind of madness. And you, watchman, I show somebody who ain't this with not. We see me? You for real? No. We talking there. This song is so strange and so weird. When actually this is the way to make sure that you live. To make sure society run proper. To make sure that you ain't eating up each other, you understand? And you ain't killing each other for small money. Because, you understand, the people and who supposed to govern you, you understand, they're seeing you as a target. Them, they come like them doing so. You know the thing we used to play in football, in school? You put your hands so and you flick the ball. You understand that you? Use the ball and they flicking it so whap. Whap, goal. And it's a game men coming on the platforms openly and laughing. I raised the thing by 15%. They ain't say nothing. I raised it again 15%. They ain't say nothing. You understand? I sinning against God. I doing wickedness on the face of the earth. I suffering black people. Who's feeling the end of the stick? The messy end of the stick. So-called black, Hispanic, Native, Indian man and woman, this is not, you understand, what the Lord wanted for you. You are there this day in your captivity, in slavery, under bondage, under pressure. What you have to do is now the question on your mind is supposed to be, how do I come out of this madness? How do I come out of the Gucci trap? The rat trap, you understand? How can I stop being abused, taken advantage of, tap up all kind of way? You understand? And stop begging for a salary increase and all them things. You asking a murderer, you understand? You asking a serial killer, ease him up. A rapist, ease him up. Ease up what? I'm not on that. Can I let change the spots? You want thing that make crooked, you understand, to straighten up and behave itself. And they could come out on the platform openly and say, well, this is why you're doing, and they ain't do nothing yet. Well, let me do more. Why I think people do that? Anytime they find a weakness to exploit, what do they do? Well, wicked people, I should say. Dumb people, I should say too, because that is only destroy our society. That's all that is do. When the Lord understand how thing that to make that society pop. You like a dummy, you understand? Do not kind of donkey. As I know I care, I watch my tongue on the people station. Right? But man, all the read on, that's the night.
For a reproach.
For what? What's that reproach? Anybody? A reproach, you understand, is when they do so and they say, well, hey, nah, I gonna laugh at them. Them, you understand, is idiot. Watch them, cockroach, pest, this, that, the other, weakling, they lazy, that. No trade school. You're bringing 300 million. Who is going to benefit from that? Who knows about this? Come on, let me be real now, man. Who in society have been taught exactly how to utilize these resources? Come on, man. You understand? When the Lord saying 10% ensure that we take care of people in a long time. 10%, not 15%, not this, not inflation, 3%. That is what? Out of everybody, at least when you go by the grocery and you go in with your family and all that, there's at least $1,000, $2,000. That's buy between $30 and $60, you understand? That's 3%. Inflation and everything. And you know they like to skim something. That is on paper. That is low ball in it, I should say. Because sometimes you go, you understand, the grocery, like the other day, you're watching a big packer, so powder is about $80. $90. You want to know what taking place here? There's about $20 it raised by. And people gain away with it with murder. You feel like, yeah? You know, well, you had to get it from us. But if you didn't know, you understand, if you knew that you could have got it somewhere else and you could have governed your things a different way, and use your skill sets to build your people and them up, you follow? And do something different. Obviously, that is the choice you would have take. But the Lord trying to let you know you wasn't supposed to be in that place in the first place. You wasn't supposed to be in that place where people could just push the limit to see how much they could chuck you, to see how much they could get away from you, to see how much, you understand, they could destroy you, to see how much they could fill up the prison with you. You understand? To see how much, you understand, they could push the age limit for your mother and them, you understand, they get NIS. Because they want them dead so that they can't get it. So you go put pressure on them, you understand? You go make sure they're eating all kind of madness to make sure their health deteriorate fast. You follow to either they are to spend it back right in the same hospitals or go private. Because you know the hospitals and them have a breakdown there one time. Nothing is by chance. Nothing. Nobody just get up in the morning and say, you understand, I just go in and other than us, sadly. But nobody that run a society going and say, I going to be willy-nilly with it. They have a purpose behind it. They must know that. Everything is done by purpose. Nothing is done by accident. And we know ignorance of the law is no excuse. All right. Well, let's know that ignorance, in a sense, or in fact, they ain't ignorant. They know exactly what they're doing, and when they get the punishment, that is what it is. But that is not the focus today. Today, the focus is helping blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians understand something. The Lord say that 10%, you might feel that between here, this inflation, that is an increase coming up over and over. Not a statutory amount, not a standard amount, which is 10%. And let me get the maths now, because I was doing all the maths on this, right? Let's see how this thing is. Let me show you how simple this thing is, right? So you're going to pull up a calculator, you know, and help you understand what the Lord put in place under wisdom. Because remember when he set a law, he said that forever, you know? No matter what the condition of the face is, you understand? The face of the earth, you understand? 10% is forever. That ain't stopping away. You understand? So here we're going to do all the maths here. If it was only 10,000 people, 10,000 blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, on average, because the GDP, we'll get to that just now. Hold that GDP article for me in the meantime, Babagasha, right? If it was only 10% of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in Trinidad only, you understand, paying $500 in tithe, like 10%. Let's say your salary was about 5,000 on average, right? The medium. Between everybody, whoever making 25, whoever making this, whoever making that, making 10, 15, whoever, right? It come together. They saying, we lowballing it, and we're saying that your salary, you understand, out of your salary, you're paying 10% in tithes. What the Lord said to make sure that that your society taken care of, that you don't have no vagrant on the road, that you ain't suffering and you ain't counting on no hospitals to do this, that certain things with medication and all of that, you follow, and you could start to build back your societies in them, that you could now supply your own meat, or now supply your own this, now supply your own that, right? Simple things, right? So you're paying tax. Your tax now, you understand, is $500, right? 10,000 people. By 500, what we are there? That is $5 million. That is every month. That is only 10,000 people. We have about 400,000, at least 400,000 so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians lowballing it. Because the country is about what? 1.4, 1.3 million. So we at least have, you understand, 500. Let's say about 500,000 people, right? We lowballing. We're talking about 10,000 alone. 10,000 people paying this, you understand, doing what they're supposed to do with the Lord. We ain't talking about doing this, what we're doing and all that. That's doing what is take care of your community. We have a structure in place that is do that. That is how we talking this talk. We ain't just talking that talk just so. Right? So you have this in place now. $5 million a month by 12. That is $60 million at the end of the year. That is a low ball figure. That's 10,000 people doing this to make sure that you have this in whatever type of structure that seems to bring your scholars and them who know about this and who think about this. They have some people who run in the programs with entrepreneurship and this and that, the other. Bring them through. And apply what the Lord saying and talk to Commandant General Yana, and you let him bring forth, you understand, his things in him, and you're looking for a way to follow that you know that they have a system of accountability and things running as it's supposed to. Just ask him, you know what I mean, what it is we could do with this. And then we could go right in the Bible here that you think so ancient and so outdated and so backward and all of that, and see where wisdom coming from. That's $60 million at the end of the year. You follow what kind of programs you could have going on, you know what I mean, in your society and all of this, right? Come on, think about it. Think about it, yo, you understand? You have to think properly about it. I do my favor, Baba Gisha, right? Just check the brother and just tell him I seen a thing there. Right. Yeah, from my Baba Gisha, right? I seen a little thing coming up there. Right? So we sorted that. Right? Now pull up this thing here for you real quick. Understand something. Right? You can read this thing about GDP now, right? Here's this thing. Boom. Give me 1 second, eh? Right. So GDP, right? This, which is the gross domestic product, right? Gross domestic product is the total monetary or market value of all the finished goods and services produced within a country's borders in a specific time period. As a broad measure of overall domestic production, it functions as a comprehensive scorecard of a given country's economic health, right? So the last figure they had from, let's say, about 2021, right? For Trinidad and Tobago was about 17,000 something. That is, you know what I mean? Per capita, that is what is produced, right? It ain't looking too bad because the figure is going up a little bit, you know what I mean? So it ain't that bad. So just talking about home then. We're talking about in your own backyard, right? So Trinidad and Tobago have the capacity, you understand, to more than produce this within the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community. Let me take this call here real quick. Call here live. Good afternoon times. How things?
Hey.
Yeah, brother. Go ahead.
Oh, wrong number. Wrong.
Oh, no problem. No problem at all. Right, thanks for calling. All right. Yeah, so here we have more than the capacity to do this. So just imagine, you follow that we would scale it up a little bit. And maybe 50,000 people, you understand? 50,000 people was doing this, right? Let's go back to the maths a little bit. Hold Deuteronomy chapter 14, Babagasha. So the gross domestic product of your country, you follow? Of your community, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. I'm not talking about no government program. I'm not talking about no grant. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about certain things the Lord put in your wisdom to ensure that you well taken care of. Just that. Just by starting there. Somebody call in sometime and ask about finances. Let me discuss a little about finance today and show you the wisdom that the Lord put in. Just in that. Just with 10% alone. You might find, you know, it might be too much. It might be looking like too much. But 3% over time. With compounding interest, in a sense, to go against your dollar. You're born like a cow. That is what we're doing right now. You're born like a cow. Right? Let me do Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 22, Babagasha. Let's see what the Lord put in here. Because this here, when you understand this, if you really could catch the concept of it, which we'll try to really bring forward to the table today, then you would say, boy, I really playing the damn clown. I really playing the damn clown. And I ain't seeing, you follow, the licks in front of my face. With part of $60 million a year, you understand, we could do part of this. Easy, very simple. And the animals in them, you follow, all they eating the grass and this and that, the other, and they could do a thing. Whatever planting, you understand, we could come together, we could do this. You follow, we could eliminate a lot of crime in the communities and them. Very simple. Not everybody want to sell drugs. Not everybody want to kill each other. And, you know what I mean, and take a little, whatever it is, you know what I mean, or take the risk to go and kill somebody, on, you know, and come out and it have a lot of hill and a lot of all kind of different things to utilize. Even if you had to go overseas, go somewhere up the island, something, and spread it and network, and man, this is simple. Let's come off of simple things. Right? Give me Deuteronomy 14, Babagasha. Tell them where you're reading from.
The book of Deuteronomy 14 and verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt truly tithe all the increase.
Thou shalt truly tax. You know, don't pay a tax or all the increase. You understand your salary that come in of what?
Of thy seed.
Of thy seed, you understand? Thing that planting, thing that germ, that bringing forth fruit, go ahead.
And the field.
And in the field, right, go ahead.
Bring it forth year by year.
Year by year. That's like we paying tax year by year, property tax, we paying all them different things. No problem. The Lord ain't saying pay property tax, he ain't saying pay no water electric, he ain't saying pay no, you know, no this, no that, the other, no inflation. He ain't saying that. He's saying 10% of your increase. If you ain't increase, I can't take nothing. Me and just me looking to rob you. You understand? I making sure I know what it is I put in place. That's what the Lord telling so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian. This is your custom. Not this madness that we facing today. Read on.
Verse 23.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt eat before the Most High thy God.
Eat before the Most High thy power. You understand? When I go nice and relax, rocks back and relax and enjoy yourself in front of me. I go watch from a Tony and so watch. That is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This is how I just love it. This is how I live in. This is what I want for my children. I want them to enjoy themselves. What I want them to do, read on, Babagasha.
In the place which he shall choose.
You understand? So when I tell you I want to go to Jerusalem, or let two sons move so and organize all the plane ticket, organize all the boat, wherever the case, and tell her this is why I want all to go this year. And I go some resort somewhere, you understand? A mansion party somewhere, you follow? A big banquet somewhere, you understand? A big gala. You understand? This is why oil go. You understand? Real biggish. Go ahead. Right?
To place his name.
The place in name, they put your reputation there. This is how I just done it. I, the Most High God over everything, the universe, the world, everything, I lock the place, and this is wisdom. This is how my children do it. This is why they're supposed to run the earth. Read on.
There, the tithe of thy corn.
The tithe of your corn, you understand? So whoever planting corn, 10% of that, you don't know it is. If it is, it'll go into, the maths in this real simple. If it'll go at a different journey, just sell off that. Sell off that to the man who have to use corn, you have to make, you understand what you call it, empanadas and what you call it, and tortillas and kind of whatever, chips, whatever you get, just sell off that to you. Your portion, take that into money and then bring it, you understand? And we're going to make the place thing. Making sure everybody well taken care of. That is what the Lord feasts about. If you read all the feasts in the Bible, it's always to come together, you understand, and make sure they take care of each other. Make sure, you understand, all in suffering. Make sure nobody lying on the ground somewhere. Make sure nobody selling their body somewhere. Make sure nobody selling drugs somewhere. Make sure nobody killing people, robbing people, you understand, abusing people. Make sure them things ain't going on. No poverty. Poverty just breed crime. You done, Baba Gasha?
Of thy wine and of thine oil.
Of the wine, somebody had to go, you understand? Make a little grapes on the side, make a little something, a little mango wine, a little pomerac wine, something, a little apple wine, a little cherry wine, you understand? Make sure that thing. Make sure, you understand, that you go and tithe and contribute to make sure everybody eat. Make sure everybody live. I blessing all you. I making sure the thing grow. I making sure the animal them grow. You understand? You can't do so and make sure you take care of your ancestors, right? It's simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. It have a way that it avoid all this madness, all this chaos. We're not supposed to be going through that. We don't, Baba Gasha.
And the firstlings of thy herbs.
The first thing I heard, you understand? Bring the best. Bring the best, you understand? The rest of the thing, you study that. Your mind is supposed to be in that. Bring the best when they bring it, you understand? I done big up that, I done bless your ideas. I get it. I get the breath in your lungs. I get you understand, the ability to work with your hands, wisdom, everything, you understand, to make things run. Because government systems in place to make sure they protected all of that. This time when men doing that, you don't know you have no crime. You do something, you play, you committing a crime, you real out of time, and they put in ward, you're worthless. You understand? You think there's that crime going on there? This is solutions we're talking about here. That's why it's recorded. That way I ain't seen all the Bible is the real crime. When you go out of pocket, it's them things and them as an example for what not to do. This is what has happened when you drop your sword, when you drop your guard, when you drop off our wisdom. Then, you understand, men have to beg and ask the Most High, oh gosh, please, you understand, allow me now, please. Forget all the shippiness your forefathers them do, and for your name's sake, yo. You understand, for all your power, because you know, you understand, you lock the place. You know this. You know you rule. You know, use the ruler. You understand? So prophets know how to go and ask the Most High now. You understand? To give you a little time so that we could bring back common sense in the place and eradicate pests and all this kind of garbage. That was not a big thing. It's only when men get out of themselves and out of pocket, them things used to happen. Other than that, we not seeing them things. We talking about. This is the most famous book in the world. Everybody trying to get something from it to try, but trying to claim it. Who does claim plague? Who does claim thing that don't work? Who just try to run down and try to be a part of something that ain't popping? That is what the Bible is. The so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian flavor, you understand? Springing out of that. That's supposed to be inside of you, and you're supposed to have this kind of mindset on bigger levels and all kind of different things. This is how we're supposed to be normal on a regular day, understanding these basic things and implementing them. Not scratching and taking and way and, you know what I mean? Like we don't wake up out of coma some way. You follow? We real far from it. We don't, Baba Gasha. Right in the Bible, Deuteronomy chapter 14, yo. These things is not read in places because they don't understand how this thing do. They don't want it to operate, so they want you to continue to be hand-to-mouth. Like wickedness. I will just call that a man who don't understand how to really big things up and how to make expansion and really free your mind, because when a man wicked, the Lord didn't put no wisdom in you. Why you do that? You don't like wisdom? You like wickedness? You like shepherdness? You're like on dead somewhere. You need a reset button. You understand? Yeah. We don't, Baba Gasha.
And of thy flocks, that thou mayest learn to fear the Most High, thy power always.
You had to learn to fear the Most High. Do it as he say to, you understand? So you learn to stay in your lane. Learn to know that, hey, I don't play with he. He is a man that's killed, you understand? He's a man who will put me in this situation here if I do that. So the Lord put things in place to make sure that it have checks and balances. You go and do it as I tell you to do and continue to let that pop. Let that be, you understand? The fear of the Most High inspiring you, you understand, to continue to walk that straight line. Do it as you're supposed to do. Simple. I didn't say you can't party. I didn't say you can't cook, you can't make barbecue, you can't do this. Everything, you understand, decently and in order and a niceness. Nothing out of time, you're not breaking no law, no, you understand? Everything lawful. Everything. That we's trying to say, you go and party in front of me, you understand? Enjoy yourself in a feast. There are multiple scriptures here about how to host a banquet and the mind is supposed to be in. Not little boy in somebody, you understand? And ranking on a man. Ranking on women and you're petty. Not that. We real far from it, you understand? And spitting political thing on a platform and just wasting time and wasting energy and selling dreams. Don't want thing that's work. You understand? Practical things, yo. Let's do that. And we ain't supposed to be thinking and scraping and, you know, you to be living it up. Everybody's supposed to have, you know, a certain amount of this and a certain amount of that. You're talking about, you know, you're tired enough of your herd, your kind. You understand? Your sheep, your cow, your goats. You understand? Your this, your lamb. Your chicken, your fish. Tied out of that. We're planting, boom, this, that. Cassava, dasheen, sweet potato, arrows, plantain, green fig. You understand? Come now, man. We real fat pimento, okra, chive, shadow benny, thing. Somebody doing this, somebody doing that, and a family working together. Yeah, man, you understand? About 10 wives and about 50 children. You understand? And thing going on. Of course, you understand? Who gonna feel the load of that? Big family, you understand? For a big reason, for a purpose. And you have a big labor force there covering ground. You understand? Real simple things. Not balling about this and balling about that like we have, like you have nothing to do. Like you don't hope. That is when you're totally detached from wisdom. Give me back the Baruch chapter 3 and read on. Let me see if I can find that verse for you, Baba Gosh, alright? Well, bear with me 1 second and feel free to call in. Things are real practical, yo. And you see, the reason why I say 10,000 is because, hey, let's get together and do them things on them. Bring your ideas them to the board. Of course, you know that men who work in Center, who work this, whatever the case is, all you know about them things in them. All floor and phone, all the specialists. You follow? When all you going to be fed up enough, you understand, to join together, to band together, because nobody taking care of you. Nobody, that is not the interest. That we trying to show all it. This is why we here. This is why we on the promenade on a Friday. You understand? When we could. You understand? You take the call here. Call afternoon time, so go down.
Afternoon, sir. Lockdown is now. We promenade before that's been a sound.
I hear you, brother. Try again, please. Go ahead.
Which promenade is behind San Fernando, for that?
Oh gosh, brother, I'll be alien. Let me try loudspeaker, right? Let me see how going on.
I said the promenade is still up behind the promenade.
Oh, just now.
Hello?
With this thing here, right? Let me try and listen for me. Yeah, brother, go ahead. Yes, I. Caller, I hear you. Yeah, go ahead. I put you on loudspeaker now, so go try and hear at least. Port of Spain on a Friday. Right, after 12, you understand, till I say about 5, you understand, 6 according to it is just before sundown, you know? We are wrong. And it's that, you understand, bring a team chill, let me get the thing now, man. And it's that, yeah? Full 100, thanks again for calling in, straight. That's all. Yeah, Dan, so we are thing to do with that thing that's work for we. You know what I mean? That brothers who doing it, but right now we doing it on a small scale, but we don't even understand exactly how to do it together. You follow everybody mashing we up together. They together in the wickedness. So you see what this work? Together, you understand? And following exactly what we had to do, the spirit, and get back that spirit. Get back that vibe and push for that. Yeah? This time I'm find that broke there, right? And in the meantime, give me the where Deuteronomy right now? 14 and 1. Yeah? And this thing doable, yo. Doable. It's far. Right? We're trying to help all you understand. It ain't something that you know what I mean? That boy, I could never see me doing this in 10 years and nah, it could be done.
14 and 23.
Yeah. I finish read. In fact, read from the top again, Baba Gusha, right? The water.
The book of Deuteronomy 14 and 22. Thou shalt truly tithe.
No, give me 23. Verse 23, Baba Gusha. 14 and 23.
Verse 23.
Yeah.
And thou shalt eat before the Most High thy power in the place which he shall choose to place his name. There the tithe of thy corn, of thy wine,
right,
and of thy oil, and the firstlings of thy herbs, and of thy flocks,
right,
that thou mayest learn to fear the Most High thy power always.
Right, read on.
Verse 24. And if...
No, skip that. Go down to verse 26 if I'm mistaken.
Verse 26. And thou shalt bestow that money for whatsoever thy soul lusteth after.
You say? If whatever you want, whatever you desire, understand that normal, that lawful. I ain't no problem with that. You want to buy a big, you understand, big liter of wine, some kind of thing? A big jug, you understand? You want to buy about 3, 4, 5 caramia. You want to buy a big rum keg. Me have no problem with that. Change it into money. The same thing you're selling, change it into money and buy where your soul lasts after. Only like all yourself, no man. What is he talking about? Why it is we, understand, suffering like this? It's very simple. We walk away from wisdom. Go back to Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8, Baba Gosha. You understand? Read from the top because hey, you never was supposed to be going through this. I never had no problem with all the partying. I never had no problem with all the drinking and liking all yourself. I never sanctioned smoking. I never sanctioned destroying your body. I never sanctioned them things. And man, the culture nice. If you men get carnival vibe from it, just you're doing it out of time. You're just and everybody, understand, degrading people. You're degrading yourself, you understand? You're losing value for the most precious gems on the face of the earth. Most beautiful, good looking, you understand? Strongest, fittest, smartest, you understand? Just and like dog. You're operating like animal, you understand? You're out of pocket. It's supposed to be glorious. Carnival's supposed to be a thing. All them costume thing, you understand? Niceness, party, order. A man, when understand, he come there and he whine on he bird. And it's niceness thing, real kiss, all kind of whatever thing, put you up whatsoever. Niceness. But you understand, not all this out of time and thing and evil and a plotting on a man and a sexing a man girl and them kind of low class thing. You follow? Nah, I want to live abundant. I come to give that life abundantly, not wickedness and not disease. You understand? I know why I want it for you. What are you talking about? You live like that, be living like kings and princesses and a kingdom. The kingdom of earth and the kingdom of heaven coming back on earth. That's what Christ praying for. All you thinking Christ praying for some kind of, you understand, plastic thing, all you see on TV. But he talking about big black people living in mansion. Living nice, you understand, animal like rain thing. Sling up something like this, everything and it's done as barbecue. It's that. It's niceness. Fishing, I'm going to pull about 10 fish. Fireside thing. You understand? Fish broth. You know, Officer Shah like you fish broth. You understand? My brothers, them down south, they're loving it. Love in the house. Niceness. Pureness. A pure heart. You understand? Clean mind. Pure hand. Look every day. You could go and pull something by the fish and by the sea and eat something. Talking about all these things. When you start to manufacture animal, that happening? No. What change? Understanding, very important. Wisdom. That the Lord gives to we, understand? That's come from obeying him and doing what he said to do. That is how you're proving your right. You're using the knowledge correctly to perform exactly what he said to do. So 10% making sure everybody can get. So we real far from it, man, clonging you and all kind of madness. Yo, we are plenty work to do. This is a burden to even be in the state, you understand? Right now, we like mad people. This is not supposed to be conditioned as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And like nobody understand this thing. And nobody going to the source of wisdom where the Bible is. Howdy. Afternoon times. Call you live.
Good afternoon, brother.
Afternoon times, Bridget. Tell me. That's right. Right, it's just a condition too. It's not. It is not. Today is a derogatory term, but it's just like this. It's the flavor that black people have. People know we as black people. We ain't gonna go into too much semantics and wordplay now. We don't know. We're gonna see you understand that, understand a little bit more than our next brother. You know we had to use that energy to do to elevate our brother. To come and teach him how to do something better. You understand? To come and show him. To come and join forces to make production happen. That's what we had to do. Yeah, brother. Go through. What was the question, brother? Repeat it again for me, please. Where is Mount Zion? That is Jerusalem. That's what I'm talking about. That is Jerusalem. That is in Israel. Jerusalem is the capital of we. You understand? That is the Middle East. You understand? New Jerusalem is just, you understand, the conditions that it could be in. It ain't going to be the mess it in today with what's the, you understand, abominations running through the place. Yeah, it's a place, but what's saying though, right? Israel. Mount Zion is our people. You know, Israel is the Lord. Israel is the Lord people. That is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, so-called. No, we saying it is like that because that's what the Bible say. We standing on that. You follow? That's right. That is, you understand, what is called today, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Not like Banyamian. We from the tribe of Banyamian or Benjamin. You understand? So we's Benjamites. We not call that today. We call black people, we call Negro, we call pest, we call this. Go ahead. Yeah, but I missed that. Say again. Mount Zion, you understand, is Israel, is we homeland. Mount Zion, the government. Mount, you understand, plenty times, mountain talking about governments in the Bible. Mount Zion, the government is Israel, you understand? That is New Jerusalem. That is when that government formed, Christ could be on top of that government. Yeah.
Israel. Identify.
Nice. Good, right. What are you talking about? Go through. Yeah, brother. Go ahead. You hear me better now?
Thank you very much.
Natural. Go ahead. What's thanks, brother? I don't know. All right, small thing, the call, I get cut off, right? So that is what we're talking about. There are plenty things you follow that supposed to be real basic that we didn't really understand, right? Call your live. Come true, don't know.
Good night. All right. One of the things that I'm mentioning, right, why people shouldn't be in this problem now, they really don't listen or follow what is written. The Bible states in Psalm 1, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly,
right?
Not standeth in the way of the sinner, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Now, if you're not doing what you need to do to be blessed, then how can you be blessed? Because you're living in curse. Everything has a condition, and you're living in a condition that brings, how can you be blessed?
Simple.
And give it the breakdown, because when you look at it, everything within the last 100 years, every invention that we have over the last 100 years,
right?
A black man made it.
Correct.
The machine, the elevator,
everything,
the road sweeper,
everything.
All these things, just name them, right? Even the freestanding steel bridge, down to the calculation to send them to the moon. There's black people do that.
Correct.
Right? The light, the filament, tungsten.
Right? Now, here's why. Here's why. You see, what is accepted or what is pushed mainstream, that is what is accepted. That is the problem, because we sounding strange. You talking like, you know what I mean? Like, we talking about this ancient, this is work? Because, you understand, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So you have a battle on your hand, but here's the nice thing about it. The brother called before, he asked about Mount Zion. The government of Israel need to be formed, which is 144,000 men, women, and children. Sorry, 100,000 men. You follow 12,000 from each tribe. You have an opportunity, understand, to be one of these governors and them, to be one of these men and them. A man that understand, and you go and sit in the seat, you understand, of the, how you call it, of the righteous. Not the people, not the scornful, you understand? Not the wicked. So you have an opportunity to sit under Commandant General Yana and learn and ask questions and develop yourself to be one of these governors to help eradicate all this madness. There's 1 billion Christians, there's 1 billion Muslims, there's all these different numbers. The Lord only looking for 144,000 people who understand this. You follow? It doesn't mean, watch me like that. All your focus would want to be, you understand, which is our focus, is to becoming one of these people to be the solution. That is what it is. The more brothers understand that, the faster all this madness can start. I'm talking about globally, you know. So
yeah,
understand from that standpoint, this is a very small number we're talking about. In the meantime, we can occupy and do these things that the Bible talking about to restore our communities and them. You follow? So that we don't get devoured. We're not supposed to eat up like this. You follow?
So what if we go through the condition? We won't be like this, but we don't want to do it. We want to do what we want to do.
Here going on. You see how the Lord take his hand off away and he say, go and face the streets, go and face the world and see how you survive? That's supposed to push you to come back together. Hey, let me go home. Like the prodigal son, don't put my teeth between my legs and start playing fast and go home, you understand, and do what it is I'm supposed to do before, you understand, get eat up. Everybody else will get eat up. They will die. Sad to say, but that is the truth. And here we're going on, the closer we could do that, because World War III is on the brink. When Russia and everybody understand decide that this is the high tide, and the Lord say, hey, let me influence them now to push that button so they can let go of them missiles on them. I have enough men. I have enough people, you understand, that I can reset this whole place. You follow? The earth is going to get a reset just now. It's not going to be destroyed. It is going to be, you understand, the governments of the world will be destroyed through thermonuclear destruction, through the fire that come from them bombs when they drop. What we don't want to be is in the way of them bombs when they drop. That is why we're coming back to give Wally the right medicine and the right mind frame he's supposed to be in, so we can get back on program. We can get back to schedule.
Well, I guess I hope that it is many more people will understand that they have to
live on the mission. Just like what does happen every day. We don't go and push your hand in fire, or we don't go and, you understand, pick up good dog mess. All we have to do is focus on what we're supposed to do. That is the hardest thing for us to do. Right now, they're making sure that they push everything so that we could be distracted. The main thing is to focus on doing what we have to do, and we could get back to where we're supposed to go. You follow? That is what we have to do. That is the only way forward.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
Don't know, right? Thanks again for calling, for sure. Stay tuned. Don't know. Right? So that is all going on. We have the way forward, you follow? So,
and so do we.
So-called Black Hispanic Native Indian, listen to this real quick, Baba Kishan. Give me the same Baruch chapter 3. I want them to hear this. This is critically important.
The book of Baruch 3 and verse 8.
The street.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us.
When the Lord had scattered us, you know, we allow us, you know, to be scattered and carry ship slave from this quarters to this quarters and be under this person, under that person, and be abused here, left, right, and center. The Lord allowed that for that to happen to us. Because we ain't listening to you. So we had to listen to whoever, you understand, ruling over we. Read on, Baba Kisha.
For a reproach.
For a reproach, you know, so they could see we and laugh at we. We supposed to be on top, but watch them. They know this, their history wasn't stolen from them. Our records in there, King Solomon is your forefather, King David, Christ, all the prophets of them, all these kings. You decide from a royal lineage, but you're not in that position, so they must laugh at you. Look at them. I thought it was this, I thought that they're too stupid, they're too hardened. Yeah, your report, you understand? So now it's time to clean up with slate. Read on, Baba Kisha.
And a curse, and to be subject to payments,
and to be subject to taxes, so for them to abuse it with payments. Read on.
According to all the iniquities of our fathers.
So you're paying for your fathers and them iniquity. They didn't want to listen, so you now, you understand, go and face the understand, the coal. Face the coal, as we like to say. Right? Read on, Baba Kisha.
Which departed from the Most High.
Which departed from the Most High power we got. You understand? We're supposed to be listening to He, and we're going and face, we're going under this doctrine, under that destruction, under this philosophy, under this trying this and that, this and that and that. No. You're supposed to be what the Bible tells you to be. That is all. That is what so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indians supposed to be. You understand? And with that, all the time for tuning in again, like, share, you understand? Make sure. I'll try and call in and lock into the program. We have Black Watch with Commander General every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, thanks for the time again. Shalom.
October 24th and on the boat. October 25th. So on the boat. October 26th. Be on the boat. Tickets are $200. Available at islandetickets.com or 91.9 FM Tobago. The party continues. October 27th. Water on the boat. October 28th. Power Soca. October 29th. Groovy on the boat. October 30th. Juve on the boat. Tickets are $200. Available at islandetickets.com or 91.9 FM Tobago. For tickets, call 281-4723-363-4030 or 368-1932 or check us out on Facebook at Embassy Cruises for bookings or email at embassycruises@gmail.com. Tobago Carnival Ride Weekend.
If you're experiencing pain, constipation, headaches, poor blood circulation, high or low blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, swollen or darkened feet, come visit us at Health and Wealth Lifestyle, located at 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria, opposite Eastern Credit Union. We at Health and Wealth